Browner! Browner!
You calling me, sir?
Who else do you know named Browner?
No one, I guess, sir. Unless you count my parents.
Do they work for me?
No, sir.
Would they like to work for me?
Oh, no, sir. I mean, I don't think so, sir. But
Look, forget it. It's not important, but do you hear that? Who is that?
That's Mozart, sir.
Well, of course it's Mozart. Don't you think I know Mozart? Do you think I'm some kind of musical jerk?
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir. What I mean is, yes, sir, you know Mozart, and no, sir, you're not a musical... What was the word you used again, sir?
Jerk!
Yes, sir, jerk. I mean, no, sir, you're not a jerk. At least not a musical jerk, sir.
Look, who is the clarinet player?
Oh, that's Kelso. He's been practicing that all day long.
Are we doing any Mozart in our first halftime show?
Any Mozart, sir? No, sir, we're doing a halftime of Sousa marches.
Then why is he practicing Mozart?
I don't know, sir. Maybe he likes Mozart better?
That's better.
I wish I knew how he does that.
You should have taken care of that yourself, Browner. Why is it I always have to do everything around here myself?
I don't understand, sir. What do you mean? I thought I did everything you asked me to do.
Browner, I don't ever ask you to do anything, do I?
No, sir.
What is it that I do, Browner?
You tell me what to do, sir.
That's correct, Browner. Now let's go over the checklist. Mouthpieces.
Check.
Uniforms.
Check.
Instruments.
Check.
Flags.
Check.
Music.
Check.
Megaphone.
Check.
Majorettes.
Check and double check, sir.
Now what does that mean?
Nothing, sir. It's just that I enjoyed that a little more than checking mouthpieces, sir.
Look, Browner, don't get any ideas about the majorettes. Every one of those girls is a fine young lady. They're here because they're talented, hardworking, and dedicated. Only the very best are good enough to perform with my band, and don't you ever forget that, Browner.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean anything by what I said. It's just that...
Hi, Mr. Baker. May I come in?
Oh, why sure, Mindy. What can I do for you?
Why, nothing really. I just wanted to show you how well I'm doing after my very first twirling lesson. Look at this. How is that, Mr. Baker?
Oh, that was real good, Mindy. Would you like to try that again?
Oh, no, Mr. Baker. I've got to go practice with the other girls. They're going to be so surprised when I show them what I've learned.
Talented girl.
Browner, you've got lots to learn. There's more to being a majorette than just twirling.
I sure wouldn't argue with that, sir.
Look, Browner, picking a majorette is a tough job, and the responsibility falls totally on my shoulders.
I would be happy to volunteer for duty, sir.
Browner, you are so naive. Picking a majorette is more than just a simple audition. It is an art that only a few people understand. Let me explain. The art of picking a majorette is not perfected yet. We go to such trouble, our efforts are doubled, and yet every fall, though we give it our all, it's still not enough. Let me tell you, it's rough.
Picking a majorette is a dream that is driving me slightly insane. How I long to share in your pain.
Do you think I would let you share a job of such despair? Although you are yearning in truth, you're still learning, and things you're reflecting about and directing are still not enough. Let me tell you, it's tough.
Picking a majorette is a job that is perfectly suited for me. Won't you share in your great agony?
How unfair should I make it your lot? You may think I'm mean, but I'm not. Because I respect you, I'll always protect you till that awful day. In your naivete, learn the truth of the matter, it's tough. Picking a majorette.
How can I learn if I get no exposure? Picking a majorette.
Every mother and father, if they have a daughter, want to see her in that twirling row. And to them it's no factor, she's built like a tractor. Gotta be the center of the show. Gotta be the one selected, homecoming queen elected. So you see what problems there can be.
But if I only had a chance to try. I have some great ideas for auditions. Just let me try.
No, picking a majorette is a job that is only for the strong. I'm sure you would do something wrong. Picking a majorette's my job.
Oh, me first, Mr. Baker, watch this. Okay, I've been practicing all week. Isn't this exciting? Okay, I have a question. Am I doing something wrong, Mr. Baker? Mindy. Okay, should I hold it here?
Alright, ready? Here we go.
Oh, I get it. Mr. Baker, is this proper alignment?
Okay, let me try.
That was great, Tiffany. Oh, God, I know you'll make it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll make it.
Okay, I can do that one. Okay, do that one.
Mr. Baker, me too.
Ooh, that was that scares me.
What would you do if ever your girls got together? Didn't want to do your halftime show.
For such girls and all others, I'd simply tell their mothers.
What a way to solve a problem.
I think he knows I've got him.
Can it be you've lost your marbles? That answer's really horrible.
It is?
Yes, it is. It really, really is. It means that picking a majorette is still my job.
You bet.
So no more petitions about the auditions.
I beg of you, sir, can this be the final word?
Picking a majorette.
Oh, please don't say it.
Picking a majorette.
Oh, please delay it.
Picking a majorette's my
Goodness, is there any way I can join you for a day?
picking a majorette's my job.
Mr. Baker, I'm Shirley Biltright, Mindy's mother. I want to talk to you.
Why, Mrs. Biltright, what an unexpected pleasure. Right, Browner?
Yes, sir, it's unexpected, all right.
Well, Mindy has told us so much about you that I feel like I've known you for years. Right, Browner?
Eons.
Mindy talks about you all the time, Mrs. Biltright. What a source of inspiration you have been for that young lady. What a guiding light. What a rock of Gibraltar. Why, Mrs. Biltright, you are more than just a mom for Mindy. Right, Browner?
Yeah, you're a real mother.
Mr. Baker, I'm not here to talk about me. I want to discuss my daughter's future. I want to know why Mindy is not going to be your featured majorette this year.
Well, Mrs. Biltright, look, let's try to be reasonable. In the first place, well, I don't select the majorettes.
Who does? That shrimp there?
Oh, no, ma'am. I'm not nearly experienced for such a demanding job.
Well, then who does make the selections?
Well, you see, Mrs. Biltright, I do, in a way. But I rely heavily on Mr. Browner here and try to follow his suggestions very closely. But of course, if a mistake has been made, which it obviously has, then we need to correct it, don't we?
Indeed we do. Mr. Baker, Mindy is such a talented girl. I'm sure Mindy has never told you about all her accomplishments in high school. She's such a modest little thing. But let me assure you, she made quite an impression on the hallways of Green Valley High School.
Probably ran into a few wall lockers.
Of course, she never was in the band. They had this silly little rule that you had to play an instrument, but she's always had such a natural feel for music. Don't you think she has a natural feel, Mr. Baker?
I'm sure that is true, Mrs. Biltright.
Have you seen her credentials, Mr. Baker? Does this look like the resume of a mere twirler? Is that the credentials of one whom you would doom to anonymity by hiding her in among all the others on the field? How can you hide Mindy on the field?
That's a real good question.
My daughter deserves to be your featured majorette, Mr. Baker. My daughter will be your featured majorette, Mr. Baker. And if she's not, I'll have your job.
Can I be your assistant?
Shut up. You remind me of my husband wherever he is.
Mrs. Biltright, please. I think we need to be logical about this. After all, Mindy hardly knows how to twirl a baton.
What difference does that make? She already has her own uniform. And besides, this is very important to our future. I have great plans for Mindy, Mr. Baker. Someday, we are going to be Miss America.
We?
Well, Mindy, of course, but I'll be so proud of her that it will seem like I'm right up there with her. Is that so hard for you to understand, Mr. Baker?
Oh, not at all, Mrs. Biltright. You are just a typical majorette mother, and that, Mrs. Biltright, is the problem. Every mother feels her daughter should be the featured majorette. And to a mother, it doesn't matter whether the daughter is tall or short, skinny or fat, pretty or ugly. It doesn't matter if there are already 20 majorettes in the band. It doesn't even matter if the school doesn't even have a band. There must be majorettes. Well, I've had it up to here with majorettes, Mrs. Biltright. Now, what do you think of that?
I think, Mr. Baker, I need to talk to my good friend, Buford.
Buford?
Yes, Buford. Benjamin Buford Jones, president of this university.
There she is, Miss America.
Mrs. Biltright, it has been a long time since I have heard such a sincere and logical solution to what is really a very minor problem. Now that you have explained your point of view, I feel I can assure you that Mindy's talents will figure prominently in my plans for this fall.
I had a feeling you would see things my way, Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker, just so you don't forget, I want you to know I'm going to be around to keep my eye on Mindy.
Oh, we'll do the same thing, Mrs. Biltright, and you can depend on that.
What now, Mr. Baker?
Hey, let's get on with this. I've got lots of work to do. Has the band got all the music memorized yet?
Well, the clarinets are having some problems
The
right
clarinets!
now, sir.
Why is it always the clarinets? I never have those kind of problems with the tubas. How are the tubas doing?
Well, okay, I guess, sir. Just that, well, Jenkins broke his leg yesterday during the second routine where the tubas do a backflip off the goalposts.
So?
Well, that's about it, sir. Except we are having some problems with the trumpet section.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. They don't like their uniforms, right?
Well, most of those guys hardly ever wear a dress anymore, sir.
Oh, what do they want from me?
I think, sir, they'd kind of like to wear trousers like the rest of the band.
Trousers? Haven't you explained it to them, Browner? Don't they understand why?
Yes, sir, but they said they didn't care if JCPenney's did make you a good deal.
Oh, jeez.
That's not all, sir. They don't want to shave their legs, either.
Is there any good news?
Yes, sir. The trombone teacher said to tell you he'd be glad to help you with rehearsals as soon as he gets back from Acapulco.
And the trumpet teacher?
His dog had puppies.
Is anybody here?
Not too many, sir. But I did see the custodian today, and he said he had a great idea for a halftime show.
Go away, Browner.
Sir?
Go away. Just go away.
Is there anything you need me to do right now, sir?
No, I don't think so.
Is it okay if I go check on the majorettes again, sir?
Oh! When I pause to recall the pitiful mess of it all, when first I came upon this music scene, the uniforms were zero, the band was really stingo, but now we're held in very high esteem. It's entirely to my credit, they better not forget it, 'cause I've done it all myself, I really mean I've done it all myself. Is that extreme? No, I think it's not immodest, I'm only being honest, I did it all myself. Yes, I did it all myself. Or so it seems. The clarinets were rotten and the trumpets fouled the air. No flute could toot to suit me, not at all. My budget was so crummy 'cause they used up all my money. They spent it on the team to play football. But I did it all myself, or so it seems. I raised the money with promotion schemes. We raffled off a car. Perhaps we went too far. The car belonged to Hertz, or so it seems. I really can't remember, 'cause that's way back last November. But the president remembers, boy, I mean. And I still have got his footprint on my jeans. But why should he begrudge it? If I had a better budget, I'd be calm, I'd be good. I really would, you wouldn't recognize me. I'll always remember my band last September. The uniforms were red, musicians green. It really wasn't groovy. If it had been a movie, the censors would have deemed it most obscene. But now we are the best you've ever seen. And I did it all myself. Well, maybe I had some help, but it seems I was alone. Had some help with the trombones. Trumpets are improving. And it seems, I guess, the horns and clarinets and the drums are getting better. Yes, I did it all myself. Yes, I did it all myself. Yes, I did it all myself. Okay, we did it all ourselves. Alone, I did it all myself. All right already. I give up. Browner!
Yes, sir?
Where have you been?
Checking the majorettes, sir.
Well, how are the majorettes?
They're in good shape, sir.
I know that, Browner. Did I get any messages today?
Yes, sir.
Well, would you mind letting me in on the news?
Oh, okay. You got a letter from Washington, sir. Your federal grant request was turned down.
Oh? Did they say why?
Yes, sir. They said marching bands that play out of tune do not, in their opinion, constitute a national health hazard.
Huh. Think I'll send him a recording of my band. Oh well, what else?
Your pantyhose are here, sir.
Not my pantyhose, Browner, Mindy's. I mean, one of the majorette's uniform materials has arrived.
Do those things always come with a necklace in the package, sir?
Will you get on with it, Browner?
The dean called today to say how much he enjoyed your recruitment talk at freshman orientation. He said General Patton would have loved it. He also said to tell you that he meets with department heads every Tuesdays, so he'll be a little late for rehearsal, if that's okay.
Good grief. First the vice president, now the dean. How can I have a top-notch senior citizens band if people skip rehearsals because of job conflicts? Make a note, Browner. Write this down. Put 'em both on last chair parts.
Yes, sir.
That'll teach 'em. What else?
The bassoon player from Morganville saw me today, sir. He wants to take some English courses this semester.
Why?
That's his major, sir.
So what? He's on scholarship. He can take freshman English next year.
He'll be a senior next year, sir. What do you think we should do?
Oh, I don't know. Go let him out of the practice room, I guess.
He'll really like that, sir. This is his favorite time of the year.
Will you get moving, Browner?
Yes, sir, but there's one other message. Coach Davis sent a note saying that we couldn't use the football field on November 10th for the marching band contest.
He did what? Did he say why?
Yes, sir. He said there was a game that week and he didn't want the field to get messed up.
Messed up? Messed up? The contest is on Thursday night. The game's on Saturday. We're talking about 7 high school bands walking around for 45 minutes. How's that going to mess anything up? Hell, the biggest band there won't weigh much more than that big tackle he stole from Mississippi last year.
What are we going to do, sir?
Get me the dean on the phone. No, wait a minute. What day is this?
Wednesday, sir.
Don't bother calling. I'll see him at rehearsal. Remind me, Browner. I've got to ask the dean to call the coach. That should take care of things with no problems.
Sure, I know the stadium is supposed to be used for things other than football. But we have an understanding. If I let the school use it for graduation exercises, they don't ask for anything else. Hey man, have you got any idea how much money it costs to maintain the turf on that field? What do you expect me to tell the quarterback club? Oh, sure, they will just love to work with the band boosters. Look, it won't work. I've already sent Baker a note telling him why. Oh, that's why you're calling, huh? Well, it doesn't make any difference. The answer is still no. Tell him, see if I care. The president understands what my problems are over here, and he sure ain't going to be too happy when I tell him what you said about history majors coaching football. I don't care who you are, and I don't care if you do get kicked off of the senior citizens band. Hell, if you can't go to all the rehearsals, you shouldn't be in it anyhow.
Say, Coach, I've got a walk-on out here you might want to talk with.
What's his position?
It says he plays quarterback.
Hell, everybody who walks on thinks he plays quarterback. Where's he from?
Pocono Football School.
Do what?
Well, that's what he said, Coach. Pocono Football School. He's a transfer. You suppose that's an accredited institution?
Who cares? Sounds like my kind of school. Bring him in. Let's take a look at him.
Fenwick! Coach Davis, this is Francis Fenwick.
Francis?
Francis.
Yes, but my friends call me Skipper.
Your friends call you Skipper.
Yes.
Well, look, Skip, Francis, I need to talk with Coach Grimsky for a few minutes. You see, we've got this problem. We only have so many scholarships and we're real short on uniforms this year. Why don't you wait outside while I discuss this with my backfield coach? I'm sure he will have some suggestions.
Say, Fenwick, why don't you get some of the guys to take you over to the athletic dorm? Take a look around. Lift some weights.
Grimsky! Not that. Why don't we just let Skip, Fenwick, wait outside. Just have a seat down the hall. Not too close to my office. You see, Fenwick, if anybody saw you hang around my office, they might think you were a football player. If they knew you were a quarterback who had not signed a scholarship letter, the word might get out and they might try to steal you from us.
Oh my, how exciting!
Yes, Skipper, very exciting. Grimsky, if you please.
Come, Fenwick. There's a real comfortable chair right down there by the women's basketball office.
Grimsky!
Yeah, Coach?
Grimsky. When you brought in that new formation last year called the single wing offense, did I get angry?
No, Coach.
When you scholarshiped a running back that clocked 2 minutes for the 100-yard dash, did I say unkind things to you?
No, Coach.
When you suggested a quarterback sneak on 4th down and 10 with the ball on our own 7-yard line, did I boot your backfield?
No, Coach.
Have you ever wondered why?
No, Coach.
Have you ever wondered why I hired you in the first place? No? Don't answer that. Let me tell you why. I looked around and found out I didn't have an idiot on my staff. You are aware, aren't you, Grimsky, that this is an equal opportunity institution? The government says we have to have one of everything. When we hired you, we filled just about every government requirement in the book. Come here. With your new quarterback, Skipper, I think we are now in total compliance. Now, if I can just find a jersey with lace on the sleeves, I'll probably be eligible for a federally funded study on non-violence in football. Now, how about hustling on out of here and get the staff rounded up? We need to talk over the game plan for our opener against Northwest State.
Say, Coach?
Yeah?
I hope this don't mean you've lost confidence in me.
Now, whatever made you think something like that, Grimsky? Go, Grimsky. Just go. Lombardi. Lombardi. I could have been a Vince Lombardi if the breaks had gone my way. I would be so great today, Lombardi. Lombardi. I could be a giant like Bear Bryant. If I could be a Woody, I would be assuredly so. Or Newt Rockney, but Lombardi, what every other coach would like to be. With painful reflection on my career's direction, I think I can discern when things took a downward turn. Things went very bad that fall, Played 10 games and lost them all. They fired me, rehired me. Too bad we had 3 more years the same. I lost credibility. Vassar beat my varsity career-wise. My demise. There was only one thing to do. My new features, history teacher. That's how I got my coaching job anew. Lombardi. Lombardi. I ask myself, what would Lombardi do? Would he try a new offense? I tried one that made good sense. My game plan was so grand. There was only one minor flaw. Though my game plan was regal, 12 men was illegal, they say. That's the reason. Lousy season. Use that same play every game we played that year. Now I've got a quarterback. Championship is in the sack. We'll win it all. I know this fall my fame will spread. How very nice. They'll write a book about my life. Make a movie and you'll see a legendary coach. I'll be Lombardi. Lombardi.
Hey, what do you want this?
Right over there is fine.
M55 to M23.
M23 here.
We're in the coach's office, and we placed the bench center stage, and we're ready to go off for break.
Roger, this is M23 out.
Catch that game on TV last night?
You could have Larry Bird
Did
and
have
Michael
nice
Jordan
legs,
on your
didn't
team.
they?
Who would you have?
Hope Northwest State's cheerleaders look that good.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Jordan.
What if they did that?
Okay, men. We've got lots of things to get set before our game with Northwest State. I'm sure they're going to be running the same offense as last year. As you know, we lost the game last year on 3rd and long situations. They converted 72% of their 3rd down plays. We've got to cut that down, and that's your baby, Hedgefield. Offensively and defensively, we've got to control the line of scrimmage. If they run on us, they're going to kill us. And they didn't graduate a single player off that offensive line. Norton, what's wrong with the cornerbacks? They looked awful in practice yesterday. If they don't start reacting better on passing situations, that quarterback of theirs is going to eat our lunch. Peterson, if our punting game doesn't improve by Saturday, we'll only need half the field. Are you sure the ball had air in it yesterday? Northwest has a great run back man. If we don't get better hang times on punts, he'll be in the end zone before we get 10 yards downfield. Grimsky, how are we going to handle their zone? Is the quarterback ready? Grimsky!
Yeah, coach.
What about the quarterback?
Gee, coach, he's down the hall where you told me to take him.
Not that quarterback, you dummy!
Is there another one down there?
Can this be why I averaged 75 yards a game on offense last year? Yeah? I thought that was settled. Look, you're the athletic director. You handle the problem. I don't care if it is on a Thursday night. I don't want any band contest on my football field. No, I've never wondered how much a marching band would weigh. Yes, I know they use plastic tubas. Who cares? Unless they float 2 feet above the ground, I don't want anyone walking on my grass. Marching, walking, it's all the same to me. The band director can call it what he wants to. I call it messing up my field, and I want you to take care of it. I've got a serious problem over here to deal with. I don't have enough time to worry about what the music man wants. You don't understand why I'm so upset? I'll tell you why I'm so upset. Do you remember Northwest State? Do you remember what they did to us last year right here on our own field? Well, do you remember Grimsky? Now you understand. Look, you take care of it. I've got to figure out how to win a game without scoring any points. Do I think Northwest will be able to handle Grimsky's offensive game plan? Are you kidding? Hell, last year they awarded him the game ball. I got to go. You take care of it.
We got a problem, coach?
They want to use my field. They actually want to use my field right in the middle of the week.
Who wants to use the field?
The band.
No. What are you going to do, coach?
What am I going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am the keeper of the field of athletics. What an awesome responsibility.
He is the keeper of the field of athletics.
Please don't request that field from me.
May all requests be made to rest.
Because I'm the keeper of the field of athletics. When I recall the heroes of the past, the halfback who was fast, the all-star line whose IQ totaled 10. It's memories such as these that get me on my knees to pray that things remain as they were then. 'cause I'm the keeper of the field of athletics. It's a field that is only for the team.
He is the keeper of the field of athletics.
I've got to keep it nice and green.
And green is the color for a football field.
I'm the keeper. When my players hit the turf, I want no stains from dirt. All I want is green around their feet. And it makes me want to laugh when my field is green with grass. So fill my field with chlorophyll, how neat.
How neat indeed. We plant the seed and we do all the work. We paint the lines, sweet and all life.
But I am the keeper.
Yes, it's me who's the keeper
of the field of athletics. I am the keeper of the field of athletics. What an awesome responsibility.
He is the keeper of the field of athletics.
I must protect the land from all kinds of marching bands.
Marching bands will kill the grass.
And I know as well as you, they wear those funny shoes.
March, 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 and left, right, 2, 3.
Cleats are neat when you put them on your feet. I am the keeper,
and no one can do it neater.
I'm the
He keeps the field of athletics.
Okay, gang, that's it for today. Grimsky, are you going to be at the game on Saturday?
Gee, sure, Coach.
I was afraid of that.
M55 to M23.
M23 here.
We're in the coach's office, and we're going to take the bench off stage, and then we're going to go on break.
Roger, this is M23 out. You know, first they say they want the bench, then they say they don't want the bench.
I didn't see a work order on this.
Come on. Oh, wait.
This is to Coach Davis and Mr. Baker, the band director. Gentlemen, the issue concerning the use of the athletic field on November 10th for the purpose of hosting a high school marching band contest has been brought to my attention. Inasmuch as lower administrative personnel have not been able to effectively resolve the conflict, I have found it necessary to make a ruling which I am sure you will find equitable and reasonable for all parties concerned. Having given the situation considerable thought, I am using the powers vested in this office by our great state to appoint a committee to further study and make recommendations. The members for the people chosen to serve on this committee will be personally selected by my committee on committees. The Committee on Scheduling Committees is scheduled for a committee meeting on the 1st of next month, at which time they will appoint a subcommittee to study appropriate scheduling blocks for the committee to consider the question of use of the athletic field on November 10th. Their recommendations will be forwarded to the Environmental Impact Committee, which will, in turn, conduct a thorough investigation and submit their conclusions to the Committee on Studying Conclusions. I regret that I have to personally resolve this conflict, because I feel this more appropriately the work of the Committee on Interdepartmental Squabbles. Sincerely, President Jones. Is all of that clear to you?
No, sir, it isn't.
Good. Type it up. Make sure all the staff get 4 carbon copies, and if I get any calls from the band director or the coach, I'm not in. Now that we've handled that, let's get back to the easy stuff. Bring in the file on the tenured faculty members we're going to fire. Also, when the committee arrives, send them directly in. Being the president of a great university is not an easy job, you know. Every day I have decisions of great importance which affect the entire future of this institution. The hard decisions always end up on my desk. The budget, appointments, the curriculum, Lions Club meeting. Truman was right, you know. The buck stops here. I pride myself on being able to handle almost every problem that comes my way. However, some problems are too large for one man to solve. This one is too big for me. So quick, won't you give me an ad hoc committee? That's the code of the university. The code of the university. Don't use one if there's any room for 3. If you have got some problems, I'm sure that I can solve them if they're prioritized one through infinity. Don't you see?
We like your style, it makes us smile. Tell us some more, we want to know.
I don't mind the meetings with fraternities, with their panty raids or with their new rushies. Let the dean of student life handle all that petty strife, but the problems that are big still come to me.
We like your style, we always smile. And when you speak, we'll never disagree. No siree, that's the code of the university.
When the regents are in session, I may get a slight depression if they fire my faculty. But to brighten up my days, I can give myself a raise. That's the code of the university.
About your style, we cannot smile if we're included in that faculty.
My friends, don't you know? I'll always need an interim committee with an agenda that's piled up to their knees. If you don't get in a hurry, there's no need for you to worry. That's the code of the university.
The code of the university. Don't use one if there's any room for 3. If you have got some problems, we're sure that we can solve them if they're prioritized. One through infinity. Yes, indeed. importance we agree. Although the school may fold up, our jobs are gonna hold up, 'cause we'll always stick together. Hold our jobs forever, always stick together, you and me. That's the code of our great university.
Glad you got here, ladies and gentlemen. I never could have made it through that song without you. But we've got quite a bit of work to do. Here is the agenda that we're dealing with today. I hope we can expedite this work so we can get on to the real problem at hand. Dr. Randolph. I am asking you to select a committee to study this proposal from the Student Senate. They want to make passing grades mandatory for anyone who can prove that attending classes conflicts with a part-time job. I don't think you want to put too many students on this committee, or we could be in trouble. Dr. Stevens. You need to be very careful in the selection for this next committee. Your committee will have to come up with some suggestions concerning the university's role in lawsuits filed by our faculty against students.
Have we had some problems in that area, sir?
Well, I don't know for sure. At least not yet. I do know that one student has threatened to do, how shall I say it, unnatural things to a professor with a 400-page textbook.
Oh, can you believe that?
Perhaps it might be wise to get some suggestions from the professor in question.
You might want to do that. He's already submitted one suggestion.
Oh, really? What's that?
He wants to use a smaller textbook.
Well, actually, that's a very good idea. I can understand that.
Dr. Melrose, can you give me a brief report on the progress of your committee to set priorities for new facilities on campus?
Yes, sir. I have those recommendations with me. We took your list of proposed facilities and prioritized them as follows.
She's a brown noser.
Number 1. A new wing on the library.
Oh, that's very good. I'm
Number
really for the
2.
books. The books are really important.
Additional space in the university hospital.
Oh,
Yes,
in the
Number
mental ward.
3.
It's really important.
A complete overhaul of the university heating plant.
Well, it's been
Fully
cold for
agree.
years,
And
so it's
number
been
So cold.
4. And last, a presidential sauna bath and snooker room. That is the order of importance we came up with on our first proposal.
And what did you come up with on your second proposal?
A presidential sauna bath and snooker room, with other facilities postponed till a later date.
Let's go with that. Any objections?
Oh no! It's
Well,
perfect.
I don't know. Do you think that is what we really need?
Of course, you do understand that these facilities will be open to all my staff and friends?
Oh, well, now that you've explained it, I tend to agree with the rest of the group. 100%? Hey, it's a great idea. I like it.
I thought you would. Now, for the big one. You all received my memo concerning the conflict over the use of the football field for the marching band contest. We need a strong committee for this one. Are there any volunteers? Ah, come on, Melrose. When the ag department wanted to use the mall for a chicken farm, you didn't back off from that committee. What about you, Randolph? When freshmen with 2 cars wanted faculty parking stickers, you were the first to volunteer. Okay, then. You're all on the committee.
Oh.
Now, are we going to let this thing beat us? Are we going to run like cowards? Are you going to force me to review your tenure status? Or is the job going to get done like I know you can do it? What's your answer?
We'll find a viable solution for our troubled institution, and we know you're going to love our great report. We're backed by HEW and we're loved by OEO. We prioritize, we analyze, it's very in you know. We're such a beautiful committee, we comply with all the rules, with a potpourri of members from the academic schools. We've people with experience and some new on the scene, with equal men and women, and a few that's in between. We are the ad hoc, adjunct, interim committee. We'll take the problems if they're quite absurd. We'll save our institution, 'cause here's our solution. Ignore the facts, we are the final word.
I like your style, it makes me smile. Tell me some more, I want to know.
There's not a ruling about schooling that we've overlooked at all, because we give the book a real good look each day. No agency can fault us, we've examined every quirk. As you might guess, with all that mess, we have no time to work. But what the hell, we do it well, no other group has such rapport. Though it seems we're getting nothing done, we're really working more. With all those forms in triplicate, new words we must command. We must be very careful that nobody understands. 'Cause we're the ad hoc, adjunct, interim committee. We'll take the problems if they're quite absurd. We'll save our institution, 'cause here's our solution. Ignore the facts, we are the final word. Committee, we comply with all the rules.
I like your style, it makes me smile.
No agency can fault us, we've examined every quirk.
I did it all myself, it seems like I did all the work. I am the keeper of the field.
He is the keeper of the field.
I like his style.
He likes his style, and if he smiles, all of us will smile, we guarantee. 'Cause we're the ad hoc, don't knock, don't make waves committee. Integrity is what we've plenty of. We've got it in profusion, because we're seldom using more than what we need to do the job.
We like our style.
We're such a beautiful committee, with all its flaws, we carry on. We hang together, and if we don't, we hang alone. That's the code of the university. That's the code of our university.
What a rotten way to lose a football game. And we had it wrapped up, men. If the quarterback hadn't gone down, we had it wrapped up. Hedgefield, what were the stats going into the fourth quarter?
We had 315 yards total offense. No turnovers. Passing was 14 to 22, 65% third down conversions. And we averaged 39.6 yards per punt. Run backs against the punting team averaged only a little over 4 yards per try.
And the fourth quarter?
No third down conversions. We threw 3 interceptions and fumbled twice. They had the ball for 11 minutes. Total yards and penalties was 100.
Oh, we don't need to know that right now. Well, what we do need to know right now is what we're going to do for a quarterback for the rest of the season. Doc says Benson's shoulder is separated, and he probably won't be calling any more signals this season. Also, I don't know if all of you have gotten word yet about Larkin. He's dropping out of school. Left yesterday. That leaves us with one quarterback, and we all know what he did Saturday. Grimsky, you got any suggestions? Grimsky!
Huh? What?
Grimsky, are you aware that we lost the game Saturday?
Gee, sure, Coach. I was there, remember?
No, I'm not sure I do remember, Grimsky. Refresh my mind a little bit.
Oh, come on, Coach. Don't you remember? Everybody wanted mustard on their hot dogs, and I brought back ketchup instead.
Oh, yeah. I think it's all coming back now, Grimsky. That was right after you suggested a quick kick on fourth down, wasn't it?
Yeah. I still think that would have fooled them.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Hey, while we're talking about it, my hot dog was all wrinkled up Saturday.
Yeah, and the ice had melted in the Cokes.
We used to get Dr. Peppers.
Have you noticed how the buns get all soggy in those new wrappers they're using now?
Last year we had really nice buns.
Speaking of nice buns, did you see
Hold it! Your hot dog was wrinkled, and you've got soggy buns. Dr. Peppers? Of course, nobody asked me, but let me tell you how I feel about your problem. I don't care about your buns. I'm insensitive, disinterested. I'm totally unconcerned. If they're dry or on the soggy side, I don't think I could care less. I'm really not inclined to be concerned about your buns, and that's a fact I really must confess.
He's not concerned about our buns. He's not concerned, it would appear. But then again, we must suppose that's the way it always goes. A job like this for such as we cannot provide security. We coach a game, but it's no fun if we're not sure about our buns.
I don't care.
He doesn't care
about your buns.
He doesn't care.
I'm disinterested,
insensitive.
On that you can rely.
He's the one who always gets to wear the headphones on the sidelines. It doesn't seem fair,
but I am the coach and we've only one pair.
Newspaper pictures are always of you,
and I get the credit for every game we lose. So I don't care about your buns.
He's insensitive, disinterested.
I'm totally unconcerned.
He's the one with the television show.
I'm the one who must explain
the TV show that tells
the reasons that the football team is losing every game, and that's tough to do when even I don't know.
Concerned about our buns.
I'm not concerned.
He's not concerned, it would appear. But then again, we must suppose that's the way it always goes. If we are losing every game, we all will get to share the blame. Somehow it seems that shouldn't be.
If I get fired, you go with me.
We don't care about our buns. We're insensitive, disinterested, we're totally unconcerned. If they're dry or on the soggy side, even if they're quite a mess, we're really not inclined to be concerned about our buns, and that's the fact we feel we must confess. We're not concerned at all, it's nothing but football from now on.
I wish I knew.
We're really dedicated,
If we're true,
at least we're educated.
can I?
You know you can indeed.
I'm hoping
We can depend on us.
We haven't heard from you yet, Grimsky. What do you have to say about the soggy buns?
Well, it was crowded in the men's room. Well, it was. But I didn't drop them all. I had mine in my mouth.
This is incredible. Don't you guys know what happened Saturday?
Sure we do. He dropped the buns.
I told you we should have sent the equipment manager.
Stop it! Hey, we lost the game. We lost the game. We lost our quarterback. I don't care about your buns, and I don't care about your weenie. All I know is we've got 2 weeks before our next game, and we'd better come up with an answer soon.
Say, Coach, I thought when I looked at the schedule last year that we didn't have any open dates this early in the year. How do we manage to come up with a weekend off?
Oh, it's the same thing that happened 3 years ago. The debating team went to the national finals, and the president declared a holiday for this weekend.
Good grief. I wish we could get that kind of support for the football team.
Some people just can't get their priorities straight.
Well, that's just the way it is, man, and we have to work within the system no matter how screwed up it is. Yeah? Look, Baker, we've discussed that already. Yeah, I know it's a problem, but I've got problems of my own. What kind of problems? Well, I assume you were at the game Saturday and saw the quarterback go down? Oh, you were getting a hot dog at the time. Yeah, we thought they were soggy too. Hey, look, I got no time to be talking about this stuff. I got me one quarterback over here, only one. And he's a freshman with wooden hands. The nearest thing I've got for a replacement is a walk-on named Francis. Well, the problem, Mr. Baker, is not that he's a walk-on. It's how he walks on. You guys over there ought to understand what I mean by that. Oh, sorry, Baker. I didn't realize you were so touchy about that. Well, sure, I'm interested. Right now, I'm willing to try almost anything. Now, what's your idea? Let me write this down. What's her name again? Mindy. Okay, snack bar at 4:30? Yeah, good. I'll have him there. Okay. Okay, Baker. If it works out, you've got the field. Grimsky! Grimsky!
Huh? Yeah. What is it, Coach?
Get Fenwick in here right now.
Okay, Coach. Want me to bring you a sandwich while I'm out?
I don't think so, Grimsky. Well, I know you guys have lots of things on your minds. I do hope that sometime during this week that football will be one of those things. In the meantime, go get a cup of coffee. I've got to figure out what I'm going to say to Skipper.
Who?
Never mind. Just get out of here.
My Coach, something is going on outside.
What do you mean something is going on outside?
I don't know what it is, Coach. But you better get ready, because in just a few minutes, I think this office is going to be full of angry women. What should I do, Coach?
I haven't got time to worry with a bunch of women. Just get me Fenwick in here as soon as you can.
Onward, muscled, mad, with
What's going on here?
Coach Davis, we're here to protest the male chauvinistic policy you have in the athletic department. That's right!
Oh, quiet! Ladies, please. Why me? I'm just the football coach.
Because you represent the worst of all chauvinistic evils in organized sports. Right. No other sport is such a bastion of male domination. Only boys play football. There are no role models on the gridiron for our little girls to relate to. No gold in my ears at wide receiver. No ladybirds at linebacker. No Carrie Nations calling signals. That's right. You don't have any people like that on your team now, do you?
Well, I do have a pass receiver that runs patterns a lot like Helen Keller.
That's the kind of answer I should have expected from you. A total lack of respect for one of the most courageous people in our history. I just wish you were here in my place right now.
I wish you were here too, because I'm sure she would listen to me and see things my way.
No woman is going to agree with you about your oppressive rules and regulations. You discriminate against women. Your football team is all men.
God, how I hope you're right.
You know we are right, and we demand equal play! Equal play! Equal play! Equal play! Are we going to settle for less? No! Are we going to demand equal opportunity? Yes! Are we going to change the rules? Yes! Are we going to get what's coming to us? Yes!
Hey, I kind of like that last one.
Give me a B. Give me an R. Give me an O. Give me an A. Give me a D. Give me an S. And what does that spell?
Victory? Wait a minute. B-R-O-A-D-S doesn't spell victory. It spells bro.
Don't you dare say that word. It's a chauvinistic, demeaning word. We don't allow anyone to say it. Right.
Good grief, lady. If you don't want anyone to say bra. That word. Why do you have it plastered all over these signs that you're carrying?
I'll tell you why, Mr. Smarty Pants. Because Jenny Lynn Wallace was room mother for the 3rd grade all day long yesterday.
Jenny Lynn Wallace?
Yes, Jenny Lynn Wallace. She is in charge of acronyms.
Do what?
Acronyms, you big dummy. You know, B is for better, R is for rules. Well, V-I-C-T-O-R-Y is pretty tough to work with. And Jenny Lynn didn't have much time yesterday because Marie Silverman got sick right at the last minute. And she was supposed to be room mother this month. At least she said she got sick. But you know how Marie is. She pulled the same thing last year during the 2nd grade Halloween party. And I told Alice Abernathy if they ever elected that woman to another office, I'm pulling out completely.
Hold it. Now just hold it. What do you want from me?
Let me tell him, Ma. I want to play football on your team.
Coach Davis, I'd like you to meet my little girl, Bobby Lou.
Bobby Lou? Want to play football, huh?
Yeah.
That's good.
Think you're tough, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
Look, kid. You get on the field with my team and somebody's liable to get hurt. Of course I said somebody, Bobby Lou. Didn't necessarily say you. But look, there's all kinds of problems with girls playing football on a men's team.
That's exactly what they always
What about the language? It gets pretty rough out there sometimes.
Bobby Lou knows all about poor taste in language, sir. She used to be a cheerleader, and she had to learn all the cheers. Even the good one.
Exactly.
I'd hate to be indelicate, ma'am, but what about the dressing rooms?
Bobby Lou!
And what about the showers?
I can assure you, Coach Davis, that Bobby Lou will not be in the dressing room with your team. I'm sure they can find another place to dress.
Exactly.
Ladies, please. I'm awfully busy, and I don't really have any more time to discuss this. Bobby Lou, I know you really want to play, but there are just too many things you would have to do in order to make my football team.
You just tell me what I gotta do, Coach, and I'll do it.
Well, Bobby Lou, this may not be as easy as you think. Are you fast?
I beg your pardon, sir. No daughter of mine is fast.
Sorry, ma'am. Didn't mean it the way it sounded.
Well, I certainly hope not.
I just wanted to find out if Bobby Lou can run. And she's got to be strong, too. You'll need lots of upper body strength. How well is your upper body developed? What I mean is, you'll need lots of arm strength, Bobby Lou. You ever work out with dumbbells?
Nah, Coach, that's why I want to join your team.
Very funny, Bobby Lou. But you won't be laughing after you get into the weight room. Nobody plays for me unless they can bench press 400 pounds.
Are you telling me that if I can lift 400 pounds, I can play on your team?
That's what I'm telling you, Bobby Lou.
You got yourself a new player, Coach Davis. I'll be seeing you later.
Women athletes marching to the game. Row, row, row! We demand to prove that we are just the same. Row, row, row! We don't like the old.
Yeah?
Hi there. Coach Grimsky said you wanted to see me, sir.
Yeah, Fenwick. I've been thinking a lot about you wanting to be on the team and play quarterback and all that stuff, you know?
Oh, yes, sir. You can depend on me, sir.
Yeah. I'd like to believe that, Fenwick, but I gotta be honest with you. You see, I've got a lot of questions.
What kind of questions, sir?
Well, you know, like, how do you feel about guys? The guys on the team, for example.
Well, I like the ones I've met so far real good, sir.
Yeah, right. Well, let me ask you another question. How do you feel about our cheerleaders?
Well, sir, to be honest, I think their skirts just look awful.
Their skirts. What about the boy cheerleaders?
They don't wear skirts.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, look, Fenwick, you don't know much about our school, see? And we feel like that's kind of important for our boys. You see what I'm trying to say?
No, sir, I can't say that I do.
Well, Fenwick, it's like this. You gotta know our traditions. Somebody needs to fill you in on things. Lots of things. Oh, gee, why am I doing this? Look, Fenwick, maybe this is all just a big mistake. I know you want to play, but I gotta have somebody I can depend on. I'm just not sure you're the one for the job.
If you need a quarterback, you can depend on me. I can call the signals right, you can depend on me.
But can you throw a forward pass?
The ones I throw will make you gasp.
Can I depend?
You can depend on me.
I would love to let you play.
You can depend on me.
But what would all the fellows say?
They can depend on me.
But when you walk the way you do, still I must inquire of you. Can I depend?
You can depend on me.
How can I say it? How can I explain all that I want in a quarterback? The way you call the signals would distract us from the game, and every step you take, it seems, puts all the girls to shame.
I can call the signal, sir. I'm tough, I take my licks. When I take off my glasses, I throw some real neat passes, and every pass I throw produces 6.
6?
Sorry, sir, I mean 6.
Look, Fenwick, I'm sure you're a good kid and all that, but I've got to think about the team. I'm just not sure you would fit in.
Well, is there anything I can do to get a chance, sir?
Oh, I don't know. This is a real long shot, but I guess it won't hurt to try. Here. Maybe the band director is right.
Who's Mindy?
She may be the only one who can get you on the team.
All this is a mystery.
You gotta trust in me.
Just who can this Mindy be?
Looks pretty good to me.
But can she throw a forward pass?
The one she throws will make you gasp.
Can I depend?
On Mindy I depend.
If it is
I'll
wrong,
gladly go along.
if it is true,
You'll know that you
will
can depend on Mindy.
I can call the signal, sir.
I'm depending on it.
There's nothing I can't do.
I hope.
And now, for worse or better, we're in this thing together. Can I depend? You can depend on me.
On me. 4:30 snack bar. Don't forget it.
Oh, no, sir. I'll be there.
Fenwick, when you were quarterback at Pocono, what kind of record did your team have?
We lost one game, sir. It was a spring practice game. We lost 3-0 to Notre Dame.
Yeah. M55 to M23.
M23 here.
We're center stage to make our final appearance, and we're going to move the bench back to the coach's office, and then we get to go home.
Yes. Roger, M23 out.
Oh, it was a train wreck, Browner. An absolute train wreck. I've never heard the band play that poorly. What were you doing during the warm-up? I give you one simple job to do and everything falls apart. Where were the sideline markers?
Well...
And why were the trombones 3 feet off their guidelines?
Well...
Oh, I'll tell you why. It's because they were lining up off the clarinets who obviously slept through the entire week's rehearsal. Did you check the uniforms like I told you to?
Well...
And what happened on the fanfare? We stumbled halfway across the field before the trumpets even figured out the second quarter was over. And where was the podium, Browner?
Well...
Oh, of course, you don't know. And do you know why you don't know?
Sir?
Sir. Is that all you can say is sir?
Well...
Don't give me that excuse, Browner. Just look at this list of things that went wrong. And those are the things I caught during the show. I haven't even looked at the films yet. You did film the halftime, didn't you, Browner?
Yes, sir, I sure did. I've already got the projector set up and ready to go in the band room.
Well, Browner, that makes one thing you've done right so far. Who knows, before the semester's over, you may have another hot streak.
Yes, sir.
Here's the rehearsal schedule for next week. Make sure it gets posted, and I want the music memorized by tomorrow. If you get a chance, take the trombones out and show them what a yard line looks like. And tell the clarinets I'm going to get him a seeing eye dog. And Browner, do me a favor. Don't help the drummers anymore. They were almost to the point where they could count to 4 in time before you started working with them. Did you hear them Saturday? It sounded like somebody threw a chicken in a fan. We have lots of work to do, Browner. I suggest you get busy on this while I go check out the film.
Yes, sir. I'll sure take care of it, Mr. Baker. I hope you enjoy the film.
I'm sure I will, Browner.
Browner, I've been meaning to tell you what a really fine job you've done for me as my assistant. Why, thank you, Mr. Baker. I'm glad you're pleased. Pleased? Why, Browner, pleased is not the word for it. How could I be merely pleased when your work has been so flawless? Gosh, Mr. Baker, I'm sure you don't mean flawless. Maybe wonderful or marvelous, but surely not flawless. Oh, but I can tell you're headed in that direction, Browner. You seem to have a natural feel for band directing. It's innate with you. It's intuitive, I can tell. Why, thank you, Baker. You've been a big help to me. I don't mind admitting that. You're very modest, Mr. Browner. That's indicative of the type of person that you are. Modest and talented. I don't understand why you don't have your own band. My own band? That has a really nice ring to it. When I have my own band, when I run the show, I'll never be unkind. I'll always be patient, you'll see, on that day when I have my own band. If it rains all week long and halftime shows go wrong, you'll have my guarantee. I'll simply laugh, blame it on my staff. That's the way it's always done to me. When our sounds fill the air for that big halftime fanfare, all the noise of the crowd will still, and there won't be a crunch from the popcorn they munch. Not when my band's on that field. How I long for that day when I have my way. I'll be in such demand. Still I will be humble, you'll see. That's the way I'll be for my own band. I'll try to avoid ever raising my voice. Maybe I'll scream now and then. To my staff I'll be kind, they will love me so. We'll live in harmony, we'll be a team, and I'll never be mean. But if they're smart, they'll never disagree. And I'm sure, just like me, that someday they'll see, when they at last have their own band, everything's worth the sweat and toil and strain. I'll do it again. I'll do anything, 'cause I know that someday will come, and some way, someday I'll have my own band, and they'll call me
Browner, you idiot! You did it again, Browner, you did it again!
I did what, sir?
The lens cap, Browner, the lens cap!
You wouldn't be referring to the lens cap on a camera that filmed the halftime show, would you, sir?
That is exactly the lens cap I'm referring to. Would you like to guess how the film turned out?
Well, sir, was it just a little bit on the dark side?
You might say that, Browner. You just might say that. But I don't want you to get the idea you did everything wrong. Indeed not, Mr. Browner. Do you remember all those awful sounds we talked about? The train wreck the band wasn't involved in on Saturday?
Well, sir, I guess you mean the trumpet fanfare?
And the percussion section that sounded like...
chicken in a fan, sir.
Those are the sounds, Browner. Those are the golden tones that are right on the soundtrack with the halftime film that is a little on the dark side. You recorded them perfectly, Browner. Every little mistake is right there, just as clear as a bell. Every sour note, every out-of-tune chord, it's all there. How incredible it is you managed to achieve such absolute fidelity on a piece of tape only this wide.
Surely yours is a very special type of genius.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks to you, Browner, this day is a total loss.
Mr. Baker?
Well, maybe not a total loss.
May I come in? I saw your note on the bulletin board, but it looks like you are busy.
Oh, no, come right in, Mindy. Browner was just leaving.
Sir?
Leaving, Browner. You were leaving.
Where was I going, sir?
Oh, to review your film. You know, the one that's a little on the dark side. Now go.
Yes, sir. Bye, Mindy.
Bye, Mr. Browner. Gosh, Mr. Baker, the note said it was urgent that you see me. Is anything wrong?
Oh, no, nothing's wrong, Mindy. I just need a favor from you. What are you doing today at 4:30?
Why, nothing, Mr. Baker. And I'm free tonight, too.
Oh, well, that's real good, Mindy. Except Francis is expecting to see you this afternoon, not tonight.
Francis? Who's Francis?
Oh, he's a transfer quarterback who's new to our campus. The coach called, and he needs someone to show Francis around. Can you do it?
A quarterback? Why, sure, Mr. Baker. How will I recognize him?
Well, I understand he has a very distinctive walk.
Oh, I bet he swaggers like this.
Right now, that's probably about as close as he can come. But Mindy, this isn't going to be easy. There are some things you don't know about Francis. The coach said Francis has no confidence in himself. He needs some very special attention. He needs someone like you, Mindy, someone with your kind of talent who can inspire him to become a leader for our team. And we have very little time. The next game is in 2 weeks. Now, I wouldn't ask you to do this, Mindy, if I didn't have a great deal of confidence in you. Can you handle it?
Gosh, Mr. Baker, I may never have another opportunity to do something as important as this. You know I'll try my best. We all have gifts, we all have talents we can use. And I'll use mine to help my team not to lose. I'm just an average fan, just a twirler in the band. But if they need me, I'll see what I can do. I'm really very honored that they've asked for my support. But the situation's critical and the time is growing short. This is a great assignment. Check a quarterback's alignment. And maybe Mr. Kinsey can learn from my report. You may inquire about this fire that burns in me, and you may wonder, what can my reason be? Well, I really think I ought to do or die for alma mater. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Why not me? We majorettes have a rare destiny. On that one point, there is no question. Our job is to keep the morale high for our boys out there in the field. We don't do this for any personal glory. Oh, perhaps it does make our mothers feel a little proud to see us out there in the field, turning blue in 20 degrees of temperature. But mainly, we do it as our small way of contributing to a greater cause, answering the highest calling an American girl can strive for. This is a selfless endeavor. This transcends pride and personal ego. This is what America is all about. Oh, sure, we may spend hours twirling a stick, but they are not wasted hours. America wants to see a twirling stick. It helps us forget about hunger and poverty and injustice. It helps us to focus on all the positive things in life. We have been blessed in so many ways in our great nation. God has not allowed a single Sunday to be without a ball game on television. They can't say that in Russia. There is no NFL in East Berlin. As long as godless communism reigns supreme in our world, there will be no little girls twirling sticks in January.
thoughts are ever present on the mind of every majorette as we do our routines on the field. Every twirl, every high toss, and every strut is our way of helping our nation realize the great American dream. And what is the great American dream? It's an undefeated season. Now when the team needs a friend, call on me. I am known for my great loyalty. If the scoreboard's showing zeros, I will still support my heroes. And they'll score later on, thanks to me. I want to make the entire football team so very proud of me. If we're losing every game, I will always be the same. Yelling loud, being proud, that's for me. 'Cause I'm a team girl, the entire team girl. 'Cause I'm a team girl, highly esteemed girl. They're gonna win this year. I'm gonna yell and cheer. Rah, 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 rah. Team girl all the way. There's more to being a majorette than just twirling. Now when the team needs a friend, call on me. There's no end to my great loyalty. Unless the end's a member of the football team, remember, I'm a team girl. I mean a team girl. I'm for the team, oh yeah.
Okay, men, we've all had time to look at the game film. We're going to try this one more time, and I hope we can get through this without any references to hot dogs or soggy buns. And Grimsky, before you go Betty bye, I want to remind you that our main problem happens to be a rather severe lack of depth at the quarterback position. Inasmuch as you are the backfield coach, that is so hard to say. You just might find that this little problem concerns you rather directly. So the next time you feel the old Sandman creeping up on you during a staff meeting, I want you to think of hot dogs, buns, and soda pop. Selling hot dogs, buns, and soda pop. Because that's what you're going to be doing permanently. Do I make myself clear? As for the rest of you guys, unless you know of a high school that's looking for a principal, I suggest you get your minds on the business at hand. Before we talk about our next game, I want each of you to look at this scouting report. Even without a quarterback, we should be able to beat this team if we really hustle. Hand it out, Hedgefield.
Browner, I've been thinking about our next show. We've got 2 weeks to really get it polished. With that much time, we should be able to put something together that will redeem us after that mess we made this past weekend. I'm thinking about doing the same show again.
Gosh, I don't know, Mr. Baker. Do you really think it's a good idea to do the same show again for the same audience?
Look, Browner, if we do it right, they'll never recognize it. Besides, the other team is bringing their band along, and I want to make sure we blow them off the field. Well, you remember what they did to us last year when we went down there.
Well, sir, I seem to recall they did a show with a fire baton routine.
That's right. And do you really think it was an accident that the field caught fire while we were playing?
Maybe not, sir, but they did apologize for melting one of our plastic tubas.
Yeah. Hey, what did you ever do with that tuba?
I took it over to the art department, sir. They put a frame around it and sold it for $500.
Well, that's gratitude for you. They make $500 on my tuba and still won't let me visit that Monday night drawing class.
Maybe if you didn't take your camera along, they would let you in, sir.
Don't get too funny, Browner. How would you like to eat a halftime film, plain with nothing on it?
Sorry, sir.
Oh, forget it. Come on around here and let's take a look at this halftime show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we must get this problem of the athletic field solved this afternoon. Now that you've had time to get together and talk it over, I'm ready for some recommendations. What do you have to report?
Well, sir, we seem to be at an impasse.
Yes, you know, those little things.
We can't decide on a place to meet.
Oh, no, not really.
We haven't been able to formulate a suitable descriptive title for the committee.
Nobody wants mine.
And no one agrees on the style of footnoting on the papers we are submitting to Washington. We just can't come up with something that all the group agrees is a first priority matter. We've tried everything, sir.
Yes, everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything? Have you even tried talking about the problem itself?
Oh. No, sir. We didn't talk about that. You think we should?
Well, I certainly don't want you to rush into anything as frivolous as subject matter when you don't even have a title for your committee.
Oh,
No, we couldn't have that at all. So let me help speed matters along by providing you with some titles you might want to consider. How about the Out of Work Looking for a Job Committee? Kind of catchy, don't you think?
Sir, I'm sure I speak for all the committee when I say a report is imminent.
Well, men, that's the report. I'm open for your suggestions.
I suggest we start all over again. The reason your committee didn't function well is because your system was too complicated.
It looks complicated, Browner, but it's so simple any dummy can do it. Even a fool would agree with that.
I couldn't agree more, sir. That's exactly right. And you know what this committee really needs?
Get the lead out. That's what we need. With a little hustle, we can beat this team. But we need to be more aggressive. We've got to charge off the line of scrimmage. And when I say charge, I mean really charge.
How about a retreat? What can we do with our ideas?
Stick 'em. Yeah, that's what we've got to stick 'em.
But where? How about the 50-yard line? That'd be a good place to begin.
We need a good place so we can drop some guidelines.
That way we don't need any guidelines. We just step on the field and blow.
That's what we do best. But maybe we need more than a weekend. Maybe we need an entire week.
I think you're right, Coach. We're entirely too weak. We gotta be more aggressive. I think our new slogan should be charge.
Retreat seems like a good idea. However, we have to involve more than just this committee. How should we announce it?
How about a trumpet fanfare?
Why don't we call the department heads on the telephone?
That'll wake them up.
How soon should we do it?
We do it early, before they go for popcorn.
How about this Saturday?
We can't wait until Saturday, men. We've got to start now with our new attitude.
Maybe this is the wrong attitude, Browner, but I don't see any reason to do anything new. Except perhaps a counter-march.
I think Saturday would be a good time to think in terms of retreat.
Today is the day we begin our new slogan. Charge!
No doubt about it. Counter-march is the key to the show.
Then it's settled!
Charge!
Retreat!
Counter-march!
That's it! Things are looking up today. Maybe things will go our way.
Our game plan.
It's so grand.
How can this ever go wrong?
It seems that's just when clouds were looking gray. Now it seems we've found a way.
Our game plan. A show band.
A week with no papers to grade. And it now would appear that the answer is clear all the way. It's better together. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. athletics. It would be good news to know it's ours to use.
And it may seem that as a team we are pathetic, but for everyone somehow the job gets done, and that is why we're feeling good today. If we get our quarterback, championship is in the sack.
Our game plan, our showman,
A field that you can share.
does the job for us. Our game plan, our showman.
Things are looking up, things are looking up, but on victory we
Is that you, Skipper?
It's me, all right, Coach, but don't ever call me Skipper again.
What should I call you then?
Colin Killer!
Oh yeah? You know what to do with this?
I think so.
Now we've got a new beginning, and you've got a happy ending.
A showman,
A great plan,
a team that will win every game.
and that's why